Welcome back, everyone. You gotta forgive my voice. It's been a struggle lately. Welcome back. I have my tea, and we're gonna do our randoms thoughts with randoms thoughts. Get it? I always had that play on words when I thought about the name for the channel. This is like a long, long time ago, like over a decade, maybe 2 decades, where I always wanted to do randoms thoughts, and here we are. It's just going to be whatever happens to come to mind. We have a little, I would say ASMR, but I turned the sound off because I was talking through this. I live streamed, as you can see behind me. I'm actually covering up my own logo because we're watching this on YouTube. So the idea here is I just want to do like 5 to 10 minute videos, probably to the background of me sorting cards and, cleaning stuff up, and talk about Star Wars. Now, this first one, at the time of this recording, it is March 22nd in the year of our Lord 2025. And there's a lot of things going on in the SWU community. We obviously have Set 4 officially in our hands, and the first big events are coming up. Hit the mic, apologies. So next weekend is the Battle in Atlanta, hosted by the Bothan Network. So shout out to those guys. That is awesome. I've mentioned it before. I was desperately trying to get and this is months and months ago, like during the summer last year. It's not long after Set 2. Trying to get our local stores to do some sort of team event, because when I first started playing Magic, one of the big names was Neutral Ground, and I'm pretty sure it was Your Move Games in Boston, and they would do an inter-store league where essentially they would build teams based on qualifier tournaments within their store, and then they would play against each other because they were the big names at the time. And it was a really cool event, especially on the outside looking in. It was always like, man, I would love to get to the qualifier and be on Team Neutral Ground, because I was much closer to New York than Boston. And trying to keep my throat under control, hence the tea. Forgive the slurping. So I tried to get our stores to do this, but the Bothan Network guys beat us to it at a dramatically larger scale. I'm still hopeful that there's enough stores in the tri-state area by us that it can absolutely be done, even if it doesn't have to be a guaranteed $10,000 prize. So that's huge in more ways than one. Now, one thing that I will point out, as far as I know, I can't find like the rules. The initial tickets were by invite, and then it went out to the public. I'm not sure what the ratio is at this time. We'll see what happens. All the big names are going to be present. You got your KTODs, you got your McClunkies, you got all the other, obviously the Bothan guys, and a variety of others that are going to be slugging it out. In fact, if you look at the bracket, I'm probably not going to edit much of this, but if you look at the bracket, which you can find on Reddit and a few other places, there are multiple teams being fielded by several of the competitive teams, and that kind of speaks to the depth of each of their rosters. It's going to be interesting. The reason I brought up the rules is I can't find out what exactly we're looking at from the perspective of, well, is it team unified? Meaning that if I'm playing Triple Dark, none of my other teammates can play Triple Dark. Or is it you can only, as somebody had mentioned to me, that you can only have one of a given hero. So you can run one Django deck, but you could also then run Boba Yellow, which would also feature Triple Dark in the deck. Personally, I am of the opinion that it would be better temporarily, because it is going to kind of ruin the event to a degree. But I almost think it would be better to just let them play. If you want to play a full team of Django or a full team Sabine, go ahead, because that would absolutely highlight any problems in the environment if the best competitive teams in what is to date probably the largest event worldwide. I don't know if that's absolutely true. Like the big UK thing, maybe that technically was a higher prize. I don't know. But the point is that this is a huge event, right? For big, big, big prizes. And even beyond that, there's a lot of bragging rights to be like, we won the first big event, and certainly the first big team event. So there's a lot on the line. And if the winners decided that they want to run try Django or try Sabine or try Quinlan or whatever it happens to be, then I think that says a lot about the format, which is kind of segueing into my next point. Right now, I'm not a big fan of this format. Somebody had posted on Reddit, and maybe a lot of these will be responding to random Reddit posts that I find kind of entertaining. I kind of lurk there. I'll occasionally post stuff and I don't really respond. Like if I make a comment and somebody comments on my comment, I typically don't respond because I'm not looking for an argument. Like, and I'm not saying the other person is necessarily, but it is the internet, right? It's more along the lines of like, I said my piece. This is my opinion. I could justify it, but who cares? It's not important. So instead, what I'm going to say here is that the post on Reddit, it was relatively recently, but a little while back, was asking the question, how do you rank the formats? Set 1 versus set 1 and 2 versus set 1, 2, and 3 versus set 4. And right now, I'm of the opinion that I think set 1 was the most fun, followed closely by set 2. And then light years away is set 3, and set 4 might be around set 3. I'm not sure yet. It's still, in my opinion, the jury's still out. I think that the upcoming Bothan event is going to define a lot of this. Quite obviously, it's the first big competitive event, and that will drive a lot of things going forward. Also, I think a lot of teams are playing things close to the vest because, as I said, it's not just prizes, but there's also a lot of prestige on the line. And being the team that broke the format or being the team that has the super spicy tech, even if it isn't breaking the format, is going to go a long way to boosting your rep sort of thing. Even if it's just, friendly rivalries, which of course those are always going to exist. It also is a precursor to Worlds to see how much people are going to keep under wraps. This is the first major event where this would kind of matter. Like PQs matter, but they don't matter to this degree, and they certainly won't matter to the degree of Worlds. So are, for example, the KTOD team members going to keep tech to themselves, even though they have a paid Patreon? And this is not a knock against them. I just don't know them well enough to see how that is going to operate for an event of that scale. A lot of people, not specifically KTOD, but I've seen a number of big names kind of allude to the fact in different posts in different places saying that, hey, well, maybe, I have super secret tech, but I'm not going to tell you. We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Bringing it back to the original point, I'm not a huge fan of the current format. I'm hoping that there's something lurking that I am missing, or maybe an idea that I've been working on that I think is maybe there, and they were able to put in more effort to refine it because, well, they have a carrot to chase. There's a reason for them to put in the effort, whereas right now I don't have any significant events probably until May. So I'm more than willing to let people kind of do the heavy lifting for me, and then I'll learn, at least at this point. I don't know. Right now, it feels very non-interactive. A lot of ships passing in the night, and even the ones that are interactive, there's a lot of oops, I win hands where it's, well, none of your decisions up to this point materially mattered because this one thing completely changes the scope of the game. It could be a juggernaut play. It could be as early as turn 2 where they have initiative. They go ship. You play something, they play Chewie, and you go, well, I didn't have the immediate answer on turn 1, literally, to remove the ship, or turn 2 to slow that thing down. Similarly, I'm very curious to see if anything blue will actually show up, because I think Perilous Position does resolve, or maybe not resolve, but at least helps address a lot of problems that I'm seeing, but I haven't personally been able to get anything that I feel comfortable with yet. Part of that is just we need more games, more reps, and we'll see. But this is going to be interesting. We have that coming up. There's apparently another event in Italy also next weekend. We'll see if they get a turnout greater than, 12 people. Historically, it hasn't been going very well. And then beyond that, we obviously have other tournaments coming up leading into PQs and things like that. I am optimistic, cautiously optimistic about set 4. My gut right now says this is going to be a nightmare, but that does actually remain to be seen. There's still plenty of time. We'll see how the skill differentiation actually comes out and manifests itself in this game, or in this format rather. And we'll see how it goes. I'm curious what other people's thoughts are. Like I said, I wanted to keep this short, close to under 10 minutes, and we're hitting that mark. So that's going to do it for this time. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for more Random's Thoughts.